Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh and very good morning to all. The title of this paper is Curbing Online Financial Scam in the Digital and AI Era, a Consumer Study. Curbing online financial scam in the digital and AI era is crucial for all consumers as there are escalating numbers of victims in the digital era. The study aims to determine the factors influencing financial fraud victimization in Malaysian society by examining individuals' opinion of various variables. In this modernized era, technology has evolved rapidly in the world and Malaysia was not left behind. According to Digital 2023 Global Overview Report, until now there are 96% from total population in Malaysia is connected online on the internet. It is a huge number that shows Malaysian people are well informed about IT. However, financial fraud is on the rise and has cost individuals, businesses, and the country millions of ringgit in Malaysia. This undermines trust in the financial system, disrupts economic stability, and has adverse implications for society. There is a news stating that for the first 7 months of 2022, Malaysia has lost about 415 million from online financial fraud. This is a very serious issue. Thus, this study tried to fill the gap of previous research by studying the risk factors on financial fraud victimizations among Malaysian consumers. This research was conducted due to 4 objectives as below. The first objective is to identify which factors impact Malaysian involvement in financial fraud instances. The second is to understand what has led people to become victims of financial fraud. Number 3 is to evaluate the strength of 4 factors that have been identified, which is poor knowledge, low self-control, financial pressure, and bad routine activity, on a dependent variable, which is the financial fraud victimizations. And finally, the objective of this study is to offer lessons and suggestions to resolve the existing problem. And the research framework consists of 4 independent variables and 1 dependent variable. The 4 independent variables are, the first one is consumer with poor knowledge will be more likely to become victims of financial fraud. Second, consumers with low self-control will be more likely to become victims of financial fraud. The third one is consumers with financial pressure will be more likely to become victims of financial fraud. And finally, consumers with bad routine activity will be more likely to become victims of financial fraud. And the findings of this study indicated that the descriptive data is like this. And the Cronbach alpha value scored for all variables above 0.7, which indicated there is a good and acceptable value of Cronbach alpha. And the KMO and battle test also has been performed, and the value must be higher than 0.05, which indicate a significant value of correlation. This result shows that there is no problem with the KMO value because the score is 0.889, which is very good and significant value also under the threshold of 0.05. And furthermore, the R square for the data indicated that the score is 0.760 for regressions of fraud victimizations of 0.872. Besides, 76% of financial fraud victimization, which is the dependent variable, was affected by the 4 factors that have been used in the study, which are bad routines activity, poor knowledge, financial pressure, and low self-control. And the score for ANOVA analysis indicated that F value is 207.145 with P value 0.00. Therefore, wellness for the model is affirmed in analyzing the factor of financial fraud victimizations, which is the DV, to all 4 factors of IV that work very well. And the coefficients, correlations for this study, using the multiple regression analysis, indicated the score, the final correlation score, as on the given table. So the significant value of three variables, which are poor knowledge, financial pressure, and bad routine activity, indicated a very significant score, while the low self-control was not. And based on the result, we can now find that the hypothesis 1 is significant, which poor knowledge, and the hypothesis number 2 is not that significant, as the score is above the threshold of 0.05, just very slightly. And the third hypothesis also is very significant, while the fourth hypothesis also very significant. So let us discuss, based on the result we have achieved, indicated that the poor knowledge in many cases happen around us. One of the most popular cases is the Macau scam. So this Macau scam, according to Arif 2024, said that there are many victims deceived by scammers because they are alleged to have debt with the National Bank or the Indian Revenue Board in large amount. This causes them to panic and immediately transfer the money to the scammer without researching first. In another report written by Holka and Lees 2020 said that it might be more difficult to recognize and avoid scams when a person is experiencing common mental health issues such as increased impulsivity and poor decision making. So this is very significant findings, indicated that having poor knowledge has led to this problem. And the second significant variable that has been evidenced in the study is financial pressure. So based on the news release for the News Straits Times in Malaysia, authored by S. Birunta 2023, said that some Malaysians have turned to borrowing and other methods of subsistence as a result of their finances getting worse as a result of the growing cost of living and the depressing economic situations. Thus, scammers easily target these people who are in financial trouble because they are looking for a quick way with a high return. So this is also another issue among Malaysians, as financial pressure also lead to the problem to become a financial victimizations. And the third indicator or variable that has evidence to be very significant is bad routine activities. According to Hutchings and Hayes 2009, mentioned that it was discovered that regular computer use and online banking usage were risk factor for phishing attacks. Excessive sharing of personal information on social media will make it easy for scammers to leak, because scammers can easily access our personal data based on the information they obtain. And according to the Kaspersky, it is also informed about 195,000 of payment system-related phishing operations were discovered in Malaysia in the first 2 quarters of 2022. So this is actually very interesting to study, as there are so many victims as involved in these situations, and this happened because of the pandemic habits during those days, where people need to limit movement and contact to avoid the spread of the virus. At that time, many people did a lot of online transactions that accidentally led to other websites that led to phishing. Thus, finally, we come up with the suggestions that the government should consider making improvement to the policy by establishing an active 24-hour hotline center to report fraud. And fraud prevention and detection is critical to inform all parties from every level that there is a hotline available for victims or someone who wants to get information about this awareness. A vital aspect of the hotline is the ability to report without fear, and the authorities should take decisive actions on such reports so that they have a fair justification in the case of a lawsuit. Additionally, in order to produce efficient and effective result, there ought to be a formal procedure to consistently investigate and immediately resolve issues by imposing severe punishments on the culprits. So that was the findings from our research and our suggestions from the findings. Hope it is very beneficial for all of us based on these findings. Thank you so much and Assalamualaikum.